A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. Kapil Mishra to lodge a complaint against Arvind Kejriwal at the CBI office over graft charges. Delhi Assembly special session today and the Chief Minister says truth will prevail. Home Minister Rajnath Singh calls for unity of purpose to fight Naxalism, outlines the steps to counter the menace. India gives consular and legal assistance to a woman who alleges that she was forced to marry a Pakistani citizen at gunpoint. MEA says it is working for her safe return. The head of Iran's armed forces warns Pakistan, says it will hit the bases inside the country if Islamabad fails to arrest terrorists and shut down their bases. And voting is underway in South Korea to elect a new president. Moon Jae-in is the front-runner to succeed ousted President Park Geun-hye. Our top focus today is the political turmoil within the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. Under intense attack from its own party member and pressure from the opposition of coming clean, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has said that truth will triumph. Kejriwal's reaction came following accusations of sacked Aam Aadmi Party member Kapil Mishra of accepting 2 crore rupees of illegal cash from Health Minister Satyendra Jain. Mishra also alleged that 50 crore rupees deal had been arranged for the Chief Minister's brother-in-law. After submitting documents to the anti-corruption branch against Kejriwal in connection with the alleged water tanker scam, Mishra will register a complaint with the CBI later today. Mishra hit back at Kejriwal and Jain in a series of tweets, saying that the first FIR will be on the cash deal between Satyendra Jain and Arvind Kejriwal, and the second will be on how Jain benefited from Kejriwal's close relatives in illegal land deals, while the third FIR will be on foreign tours by Aam Aadmi Party members using illegal money. Meanwhile, Kejriwal promised to reveal the truth behind the accusations during the special session of the Delhi Assembly. The session is expected to be stormy as the ruling Aam Aadmi Party and the opposition BJP will seek to corner each other on a range of issues, including the recent CBI raid at the Delhi Secretariat and issuance of notice to the Aam Aadmi Party by the centre to furnish details of its overseas funding at the session. Now remember, Delhi's Water Minister Kapil Mishra was suspended by the Aam Aadmi Party's Political Affairs Committee from the party's primary membership on Saturday, and that was after Mishra alleged that Kejriwal delayed the probe into the 400 crore rupee water tanker scam. Here are more details on what has taken place since Monday.
Sacked Aam Aadmi Party Minister Kapil Mishra on Monday submitted documents to the Anti-Corruption Bureau to back his allegations against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the alleged water tanker scam. The former Delhi Water Minister said that he gave information about the roles of Kejriwal and 2 of his close associates in dealing the probe into the 400 crore rupees scam that dates back to when Sheila Dikshit was Chief Minister of the city-state. He also said he will next go to the CBI to submit proof.
कल 11:30 बजे CBI का टाइम मेरे को मिला है, सारे डिटेल लेकर जो डिटेल पब्लिक करे जाने चाहिए थे, जिनके कारण एविडेंस में कोई गड़बड़ नहीं होती, जांच में कोई प्रभावित नहीं होती, वो मैंने सारी देश की जनता को बताए हैं कि सत्येंद्र जैन ने पैसे दिए, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने पैसे लिए, मेरी आंखों के सामने लिए और अपने घर के अंदर लिए। छतरपुर में एक 7 एकड़ के फार्म हाउस की डील और PWD डिपार्टमेंट के 10 करोड़ रुपए के फर्जी बिलों सही साबित करने का काम सत्येंद्र जैन जी ने किया। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के एक रिश्तेदार, उनके ब्रदर इन लॉ, उनके रिश्ते में साड़ू लगते हैं, बंसल परिवार की संस्थाएं हैं, उनके लिए किया।
The Aam Aadmi Party meanwhile hit back at Mishra, calling him a BJP agent. The party said that Mishra was making baseless allegations against the Chief Minister out of desperation after being expelled. AAP leaders also alleged that the centre was trying to destroy the party.
आज जो भी बातें कपिल मिश्रा अरविंद केजरीवाल को फंसाने के लिए बोल रहे हैं, वो वही बातें बोल रहे हैं जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी बोलती है, जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी एसीबी के माध्यम से करवाना चाहती है, जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार को बदनाम करने और फंसाने के लिए लगाना चाहती है।
किसी तरह की किसी भी डील के अंदर मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं, कोई डील नहीं हुई है। सिर्फ कपिल मिश्रा जी का मानसिक संतुलन बिगड़ गया है। बिल्कुल क्लियर कट है कि पार्टी को बदनाम करना चाहते हैं, डिस्क्रेडिट करना चाहते हैं। आप ये कुछ भी कर लें, इससे डिस्क्रेडिट होने वाले नहीं और इससे डरने वाले भी।
The allegations against Kejriwal has prompted the BJP and the Congress to call for his ouster. A BJP delegation met Delhi Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal on Monday to discuss the issue. Congress, on the other hand, demanded action against Kejriwal on the basis of the Shunglu Committee report.
इसके पीछे के भी सारी रिपोर्ट, शुंगलू कमेटी की रिपोर्ट्स भी इनको भ्रष्ट बताती है। 97 करोड़ के लूट भी इनको भ्रष्ट बताता है। इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए अब इनके ऊपर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए और वो कार्रवाई इस्तीफा से कम नहीं होना चाहिए। या तो इस्तीफा दे दें या फिर इनके खिलाफ सीबीआई इंक्वायरी हो।
इसलिए हम लोगों ने उपराज्यपाल को आज सैंक्शन के लिए हम लोगों ने कहा है और उपराज्यपाल महोदय से हमने सैंक्शन मांगा है प्रोसिक्यूशन के लिए, ताकि प्रोसिक्यूशन के सैंक्शन लेकर के हम लोग एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच का जो डेजिग्नेटेड कोर्ट है वहां पर हम जाएं और एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच के डेजिग्नेटेड कोर्ट के सामने हम सीधे के सीधे एफआईआर लॉन्च करने के लिए कोर्ट में गए।
NCP workers also held protests against Kejriwal outside the Delhi Secretariat, demanding his resignation. Kapil Mishra was sacked as the Delhi Water Minister on Saturday. A day after being removed, he claimed to have witnessed Kejriwal take 2 crore rupees from Health Minister Satyendra Jain in another case. He has also demanded a lie detector test be conducted on the two based on his allegations. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In other news, Lalu Prasad Yadav will stand trial for his role in the Fordist scam. In an order that is being seen as a big setback to the leader, the Supreme Court quashed the Jharkhand High Court's verdict, which had dropped the charges against Lalu in 3 cases in the 1996 scam. The apex court has given 9 months of completion for the trial.
In a major setback to RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav, the Supreme Court has reinstated criminal conspiracy charges against him and ordered 4 fresh trials in connection with the 1996 Fordist scam case. Setting aside the 2014 Jharkhand High Court order, which had dropped conspiracy charges against Lalu Prasad, the apex court set a target of 9 months for the completion of trials. A bench comprising Justice Arun Mishra and Amitava Roy pulled up the Jharkhand High Court for being inconsistent in its findings. The court also lashed out at the CBI for delay in filing appeal against dropping of charges against Lalu Prasad.
Respect for judges, and they must have had some good reasons why they have rejected it. If they are wrong, there are other remedies. But in this case, even an adverse decision only means not that the appeal has been allowed, that the appeal will be heard. All right, let it be heard. We'll win on both merits as well as limitation.
The move is a political setback for the ruling Bihar government too, as Lalu Prasad's Rashtriya Janata Dal is an alliance partner with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar's Janata Dal United. His 2 sons are also ministers in the state government.
Huge faith, reverence for rule of law. The same Supreme Court gave us clean chit in a DA case. I think this hype is unnecessary. We'll face the trial, and I assure you, once the trial gives us a chance to put our version, I can tell you the same Supreme Court will have a different view once the trial is over.
Respect the verdict of the Supreme Court. Nobody intervene in the matters of the court. However, the role of the CBI has always been of criticism for the Congress days to now a BJP days.
लालू यादव का अगला 9 महीना कोर्ट कचहरी तारीख हाई कोर्ट सुप्रीम कोर्ट वकील इन्हीं के अंदर इनका समय बीतने वाला है। और जिस तरह से एक मामले में लालू को सजा हुई है, बाकी बचे जो 4 या 5 मामले उन सभी मामलों में भी लालू यादव को निश्चित तौर पर सजा होगी, क्योंकि जिस मामले में सजा हुई उसी प्रकार का मिलता जुलता बाकी मामला है। यानी अगले 20 साल तक लालू यादव मुखिया का भी चुनाव नहीं लड़ पाएंगे।
The Fordist scam relates to fraudulent withdrawal of 900 crore rupees by Bihar's Animal Husbandry Department when Lalu Prasad served as Chief Minister from 1990 to 1997. In 2013, a special CBI court in Ranchi convicted Lalu Prasad and 44 others in one of the cases relating to fraudulent withdrawal of 37.70 crore rupees from the Chaibasa treasury in 1994-95. Lalu was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in one of the cases arising out of the fodder scam, as a consequence of which he was disqualified from contesting any election for 11 years. He was later granted bail by the Supreme Court. Along with Lalu, former Bihar Chief Minister Jagannath Mishra and former top bureaucrat Sajal Chakraborty will also face trial in the case. There are 3 other cases where the same charges have been made out against Lalu and others in relation to the alleged illegal withdrawal from the government treasury of Bihar, including the Dumka and Diogar treasuries. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitely has exuded confidence that the problem of stressed assets of banks will be resolved with the newly promulgated banking ordinance. Speaking at an investor summit in Japan on Monday, Jaitly said that the government will dilute its stake in the state-run banks to 52% once the health of the lenders improves.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitly expects a resolution to the escalating bad loan problem following the promulgation of the banking ordinance. The new ordinance empowers the RBI to order insolvency proceedings against defaulters and create committees to advise banks on recovering non-performing loans. Jaitly also clarified that the government will be open to providing funds for banks' recapitalization. Speaking at an investor summit in Japan's capital, Tokyo, Jaitly said, "Once the health of the banks improves, we have announced that the government will be willing to bring down its own equity in the banks to 52%, and that can be used for banks' recapitalization." Experts say that it remains to be seen whether the ordinance to the Banking Regulation Act fixes the NPA after several steps initiated by the RBI fail to yield desired results. Public sector banks' gross bad loans rose by over 1 lakh crore rupees to touch 6.07 lakh crore rupees in December 2016 from 5.02 lakh crore rupees at the end of March 2016. The government has allocated 10,000 crore rupees for recapitalization of the NPA-laden public sector banks for 2017-18.
Since Reserve Bank of India comes into the picture, then there is a third entity which is cross-checking what is happening. The question here is, Reserve Bank is a regulatory authority. It is not a commercial bank. Does Reserve Bank have the necessary expertise and manpower to handle such cases? This is to be seen.
The ordinance, which amends Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act 1949, will have to be placed in Parliament for approval in the upcoming monsoon session. It has inserted Section 35AA and Section 35AB in the Act. Kapil Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Trackers in weapons and biometrics in smart guns are some of the new technology measures that security forces fighting Naxals may soon adopt to check use of looted arms by Maoists. The idea was floated by Home Minister Rajnath Singh during the meeting of chief ministers of Naxal-hit states in Delhi on Monday. He also called out for a unified command of all states to deal with the problem.
Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Monday inaugurated a meeting of top officials and chief ministers of 10 Naxal-affected states. During the meet, Singh outlined the many steps that need to be taken to counter Naxalism, saying immediate measures must be taken to stop them.
वामपंथी उग्रवादियों द्वारा सीआरपीएफ के कैंप के पास हमला करने से मैं चिंतित तो हूं, लेकिन विचलित नहीं। इसलिए आज की बैठक महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि हमें समग्र रूप से चिंतन करना है कि अब हमारी सोच, हमारी रणनीति, हमारी तैयारी, हमारे संसाधनों का उपयोग किस प्रकार हो। मुझे आप पर और हमारे जवानों पर पूरा भरोसा है कि हम सब मिलकर नई रणनीति से पूरी क्षमता से वामपंथी उग्रवाद का मुकाबला करेंगे और सफलता हासिल करेंगे।
The Home Minister also called for a strategic and unified command of all states, ensuring unity of purpose in dealing with the problem. The meeting is expected to help firm up anti-Naxal strategy to fight them in their hideouts.
देश में वामपंथी उग्रवाद की समस्या का निदान किसी सिल्वर बुलेट से संभव नहीं है। इसका कोई शॉर्टकट भी नहीं है। इसलिए अलग-अलग स्तरों पर शॉर्ट टर्म, मीडियम टर्म और लॉन्ग टर्म नीतियां बनाने की जरूरत है।
Topping the agenda of the meet is the issue of recalibrating strategy to make it more effective and to minimize casualties. District magistrates and superintendents of police of 35 worst-hit Naxal-affected districts, along with the heads of paramilitary forces and intelligence agencies, are attending the high-level security meet. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, with that, a quick break here. We'll be back with more news in a bit. Stay with us.
Harappan sites are a treasure trove of sophisticated pottery. These creations show tremendous advances by the potter's wheel. Creations like the perforated jar, the copper axe, the chisel and knives astound present-day archaeologists. Figurines depicting yoga poses, chess pieces display a complexity unsurpassed even by later-day civilizations, all of which make the Harappan civilization truly unique.
Welcome back. Now, India has been unanimously elected as the president of the UN Habitat, an organization under the United Nations to promote sustainable human settlements across the globe. Union Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu will preside over the meeting of the 58-member Governing Council of the UN Habitat for the next 2 years. For the moment, Naidu will be presiding over the plenary sessions at the conference over the next 2 days being held in Nairobi. The theme of the 26th meeting of the Governing Council is opportunities for effective implementation of the new urban agenda. The Governing Council's aim is to promote comprehensive approach to human settlements, assist countries in addressing related problems, and strengthen cooperation among them. This is the third time that India has been elected to lead the organization since the UN Habitat came into being in 1978.
I'm indeed delighted to be elected as the President of the Governing Council of UN Habitat. I would like to thank my proposer, our friendly country Malaysia, and also all of you for supporting our candidature of Indian Republic to be President of the General Council of UN Habitat. On behalf of my country and myself, I would like to thank all the members of the General Council for the confidence reposed in me and bestowing me with this responsibility.
Heat wave conditions are prevailing in north and northwestern parts of the country. Sweltering weather conditions continue to affect normal life in parts of Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. On Monday, the mercury soared to settle at 47 degrees Celsius in Churu in Rajasthan. According to the Met Department, Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner recorded a maximum temperature of 46.5 degrees and 46 degrees, while Jaisalmer, Barmer and Kota registered the day temperature of over 45 degrees. The national capital recorded a temperature of 44 degrees on Monday. Jhansi witnessed a high of 44.7 degrees Celsius, and at 45.5 degrees Celsius, Narnaul was recorded as the hottest place in the two states of Punjab and Haryana. In other news, Foreign Minister of the Netherlands, Bert Koenders, who is on a 4-day visit to India, will hold talks with External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj today. The talks will focus on ways to rebuild bilateral cooperation in a range of areas, including trade and investment and education. Bert Koenders will address a gathering of businessmen and diplomats on the theme, The Netherlands, Your Gateway to Europe, organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry in Delhi. Netherlands ranks among India's top 10 trade partners and is a major investor in sectors like technology, energy, logistics, financial services and transport. For many decades now, India was a recipient of the Dutch development aid. Meanwhile, Venu Rajmani, currently the press secretary to President Pranab Mukherjee, has been appointed as India's ambassador to the Netherlands. A 1986 IFS patch officer, Rajmani is expected to take up his assignment shortly. Rajmani has also served in the Indian mission in Hong Kong as well as the Indian embassy in Beijing. With that, a look at what else is making news across the country today in Nationwide. Delhi metro authorities have announced a 2-phase hike in passenger fares starting today. A metro ride in Delhi will cost nearly double now. The new minimum fare will be rupees 10, while up from 8 rupees, while the maximum would be 50 rupees till September and 60 rupees from October, as against the existing 30 rupees. The centre plans to bring 200 airports under the Regional Air Connectivity Scheme. Civil Aviation Minister Jayant Sinha said that 108 airports have already been included under the UDAN scheme, and the intention is to take the figure higher. Multiple rounds of bidding will be undertaken for the purpose. The police have issued notices to various parties in connection with a probe into the chemical gas leak from the Tughlakabad container depot. Over 450 students were affected as a result. Notices are being sent to companies involved in transportation of the container, the Customs Department and the Container Corporation of India Limited, that is the custodian of the depot. Bhagwant Maan has been appointed the chief of Aam Aadmi Party's Punjab unit. The Aam Aadmi Party has also decided to constitute a separate political affairs committee for Punjab so that the state unit can take independent decisions. By now to Islamabad, where a 20-year-old Indian woman has told a court that she was forced into a marriage with a Pakistani citizen at gunpoint. The woman, identified as Uzma, claims that she is a resident of New Delhi and has refused to leave the Indian High Commission in Islamabad until she is repatriated home with full security. While recording a statement before a magistrate, Uzma claimed that she was forcibly married to Pakistani national Tahir Ali and subjected to violence and sexual abuse. The application said that the two met in Malaysia and Tahir Ali forced her to get a Pakistani visa. Upon her arrival through the Wagah border, Uzma was allegedly drugged and taken to Tahir's home in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. Uzma claims Tahir Ali was already married with 4 children. The court adjourned the case till the 11th of July and has issued notices to Tahir and the cleric who solemnized the marriage to appear for the next hearing. India, meanwhile, has provided Uzma consular and legal assistance, and the MEA spokesperson claimed that it is coordinating with the Pakistan Foreign Office for her safe return.
वाघा बॉर्डर से लिया है, उसने स्लीपिंग पिल दी है मुझे और मैं रास्ते में सो गई, मुझे नहीं पता कि वो मुझको कहाँ ले जा रहा है। उसने गन पॉइंट पर मुझसे निकाहनामे पे साइन करवाया है। वहाँ पर जाने के बाद, अपने घर पे जाने के बाद बहुत ज़्यादा मेंटली, फिजिकली एंड सेक्सुअली बहुत ज़्यादा टॉर्चर किया है। गन पॉइंट पर निकाह कराया, बहुत मुश्किल से उसको लालच देकर मैं यहाँ हाई कमीशन तक पहुँची हूँ कि मुझे सेव किया जाए, और हाई कमीशन में मैं अपनी मर्ज़ी से रुकी हूँ, कोई फोर्स नहीं है मुझ पर, जैसे कि इन्होंने फोर्स किया हो मुझे कि आप यहाँ पर रुको, अपनी मर्जी से। और हाई कमीशन में मैं जब तक रहूँगी जब तक दिल्ली में सेफली ना पहुँच जाऊँ। हाई कमीशन से मैं बाहर नहीं निकलूँगी। That's it.
Pakistani diplomat Sohail Mahmood is set to become Islamabad's new High Commissioner to New Delhi. Mahmood will replace Abdul Basit, who has completed his 3-year tenure in New Delhi. Mahmood is currently the ambassador of Pakistan in Turkey and served as the High Commissioner to Thailand before that. The appointment comes at a time when diplomatic ties between India and Pakistan are at a low over alleged Indian spy Kulbhushan Jadhav's death sentence. Mahmood may take up his new assignment either at the end of the month or early next month. Meanwhile, Iran has warned Pakistan that it would hit bases inside Pakistan if Islamabad does not confront Sunni terrorists who carry out cross-border attacks. The warning came from the head of the Iranian armed forces following the killing of 10 Iranian border guards by terrorists last month. Iran maintains that the attack was carried out by a terrorist group from inside Pakistani territory. Iran's army chief said that they expect Pakistan to control the borders, arrest terrorists and shut down their bases. He further added that Iran cannot accept the situation to continue. The warning comes a week after Iran's foreign minister visited Pakistan last week and asked Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to improve the border situation. South Koreans began voting on Tuesday morning to elect a new president, and all eyes are on frontrunner Moon Jae-in. A former anti-government student leader, Moon Jae-in stands poised to succeed ousted President Park Geun-hye. He has called for a moderate approach on North Korea, and conservatives worry that it might put South Korea at odds with its most important ally, the United States. He also wants to reform powerful family-run conglomerates and boost fiscal spending to create jobs. Moon's nearest rival is a moderate, Anchal Su, but Moon has established a growing lead in the recent polls. The winning candidate will be officially sworn in as South Korea's new president after the National Election Commission ends the vote count and confirms the winner on Wednesday. Despite Park Geun-hye's term originally ending in February 2018, the new leader will still serve out a full single 5-year term. Park Geun-hye was ousted on charges of bribery and abuse of power in March to become South Korea's first democratically elected president to be forced out of office. She's in jail on trial. At least 11 migrants were dead and more than 200 went missing after 2 boats sank off the coast of Libya on Monday. Some 50 survivors were picked up by a Danish container ship and brought to the shore in Catania in Sicily. According to the Italian and Libyan coast guards, about 7,500 people have been rescued so far since Thursday. The migrants were leaving Libya in the hope of starting a new life in Europe. Representatives of the UN High Commissioner for Refugees and the International Organization for Migration met the rescued migrants on Monday. A UNHCR spokesperson said that the number of people who have died trying to cross the Mediterranean this year stands at 1,150.
Italian Coast Guard has informed us of a rescue where some 70 people were aboard an inflatable boat that mentioned that another more or less 70 people were missing. We're still trying to get more information from the people that will disembark over the coming day to see if they are survivors of this incident. But this tragically brings the total number of people dead and missing since the beginning of the year to more than 1,150.
The UN climate talks have begun in Germany's Bonn city, despite uncertainties about whether the US will remain committed to the Paris Climate Accord or not. During 10 days of talks, officials will try to agree on how to implement the 2015 Paris Agreement to cut carbon emissions, a treaty that former US President Barack Obama's government played a leading role in forging. But the Trump administration has sent just 7 participants to a key UN meeting, a smaller delegation that even Zimbabwe, underscoring Trump's deep ambivalence about the historic agreement. White House officials are expected to huddle on Tuesday to discuss the fate of the agreement, with business leaders and the international community pressing the US to stay in the agreement, while Trump's conservative allies are urging him to exit. The May meeting of the UN climate talks body is normally a pretty low-key affair, but this is the first gathering of delegates since Donald Trump was inaugurated. Some delegates claim that US's exit would be a body blow for the landmark deal. The Paris Accord calls for limiting the global average temperature increase since the Industrial Revolution to 2 degrees Celsius or less, a goal that has been called ambitious.
Obviously, if you are not a party to the Paris Agreement, you will lose out. And the main losers, of course, will be the people of the United States itself. Because, I mean, all the interesting, fascinating new green jobs will go to China and to other parts of the world who are investing heavily in this. Already at this point, there's only 70,000 jobs in the coal industry of the United States, 400,000 jobs in the solar. So there is no doubt where the future is, and that's what all the private sector companies have understood.
And that's all we have for you in the breakfast news. Have a good day.